Nature of softball. What is softball? Softball is a bat and ball sport played between two teams of 10 players. It is a direct descendant of baseball, although there are some key differences. Softballs are larger than baseballs, and the pitches are thrown underhand rather than overhand. Softball is played on a smaller diamond than in baseball. Despite the game's name, the standard softball is not soft. In fact, it is harder than a baseball. Softball is played between two teams on a large field with 9 or 10 players from one team on the field at a time. There are 4 bases in the infield: first base, second base, third base, and home plate. Near the center of the square, it is the pitcher's circle, and within the circle is the rubber, a small flat rectangular area. The object of the game is to score more runs or points than the other team by batting or hitting a ball into play and running around the bases, touching each one in succession. The ball is sphere of light material covered with leather or synthetic material. It is 10 to 12 inches in circumference. The game is officiated by one or more neutral umpires. Players and umpires are generally free to ask for a brief stoppage at any time when the ball is not in a play, or immediately following a play once its outcome is clear. History of softball. Softball began in 1887 when George Hancock, a reporter of the Chicago Board of Trade, invented indoor baseball. By the spring of 1888, the game has spread outdoors. It was originally called either mush ball, kitten ball, or indoor baseball, but by the 1920s, it had acquired the name of softball. The sport became organized in the United States in 1933 with the formation of the Amateur Softball Association of America, or ASA. The sport was originally played by men and then became popular with women until the formation of the SAA. Softball has a variation of baseball. The game started with different elements from other sports, of which were boxing and boating. The boating club and the boxing glove were the key parts when playing a game of softball. Throughout times, softball was once known as a indoor baseball. Indoor baseball, kitten ball, mush ball, and pumpkin ball. The game then adopted the name softball by 1930s. Softball then grew a reputation across the United States, and as a result of its growth in popularity, it became a well-recognized sport across the world. Softball spread slowly to the rest of the world with, perhaps, its biggest push coming from America's servicemen playing and teaching the game of the far-flung fields of World War II. It was not until 1965 then the International Softball Federation, or ISF, was formed. Author Karen Christine in Encyclopedia The World Sports notes that softball spread to the United Kingdom because of an American movie. The movie, A Touch of Class, was filmed in London and featured softball game, which began to be played in England as a result. Softball consists of several disciplines: fast pitch, slow pitch, and modified fast pitch. Fast pitch allows two main underhand pitching deliveries. One hand involves an entire revolution, and the other, where pitches are arm comes back and then forward. A slow pitch requires the pitcher to lob the ball underhanded with an arc that reaches a minimum height of 1.83 meters and the maximum height of 3.66 meters. A modified fast pitch allows underhand deliveries, but the arm must not make a complete revolution around the shoulder or socket. Internationally, fast pitch is the dominant game. The United States, slow pitch is played by millions of people in recreational leagues. Adult softball bats are used in all disciplines of the game.
Hi, good day everyone. I am Jeneline A. Balino from Bisad English 2B, and for today I am going to discuss the basic skills in softball. So first, we will start in throwing. So throwing is the most basic skill in baseball or softball. It allows the team to prevent their opponents from touching bases or even earning points or runs. Style and technique in doing it differ from player to player. So, napakahalaga ng throwing kasi dito, mape-prevent natin maka-score yung kalaban natin. At syempre, dapat aware tayo kung sinong catcher yung ito-throw natin ng ball. Kasi minsan, halimbawa yung batter nasa second base na siya at tatapos siya sa third base. Pero pag aware siya na doon patatamain ng thrower yung ball. So hindi na siya magtutuloy doon. Instead, babalik na siya doon sa second base para hindi siya ma-out. So dapat aware tayo doon at syempre dapat may aim tayong target at syempre dapat malakas yung pag-throw natin ng bola para makapunta doon sa aim nating catcher. So let's proceed to pitching. Pitching is a skill that puts the game to play. It is performed by a pitcher, one of the key players in softball, who stay at the center of the playing field called diamond. So, dito naman sa pitching, so, hindi dapat nasa mindset natin yun na, ay, kalaban ko to, kaya dapat pangit yung pagpipitch ko ng ball. No, kasi pag pangit yung pitch natin, hindi nila yun, hahampasin o hindi nila yung titirahin kasi nga pangit yung bigay mo. So, magkaka-advantage pa sila doon at pag consecutive 4 na pangit yung bigay mo, pwede na sila mag-take ng isang base. So, let's proceed to the number 3, the catching. This is a defensive skill used to receive a thrown ball and hold the base runner or batter from proceeding or prevent the opponent from earning a point or a run. So, dito sa catching, there are 2 types of catching. Number 1 is flying ball and the ground ball. So, pag flying ball, galing syempre sa taas yung bola. At pag naman sa ground ball, galing sa lupa yung bola. So, dito napaka-importante rin na magaling tayong mag-catch kasi dito rin nape-prevent natin na maka-score or maka-take ng base yung kalaban natin. Dapat lagi tayong aware kung meron ba sa ating ipupukol na bola, dapat makatch natin yon ng tama din kasi minsan pag hindi tama yung pag-catch natin, pwedeng malaglag yung bola at pwedeng maging cause yun na maka-base or maka-run yung kalaban natin. So dapat pag-catch natin yung bola, dapat yung isa nating kamay, kung left-handed ka, dapat yung kanan mong kamay is nakasuporta dun sa gloves at kung right-handed ka naman, yung left hand mo naman ang nakasupport dun sa gloves para hindi mahulog yung bola. So, let's proceed to the number 4 skill, the hitting or batting. The aspect of softball that draws many young players to the game is the idea of hitting a softball squarely. So, dito nga, ito yung inaabangan ng marami yung pag-hit ng batter sa bola kasi dito mas exciting yung panonood or yung game pag nakaka-home run yung isang batter. Dito naman ang home run is pag na-hit ng batter yung bola at na-take niya yung 4 bases from home plate to home plate. So dapat ma-take niya yung bases na yon para maka-home run siya. Kaya dapat solid yung pag-hit ng bola para ma-attain yung home run. So, let's proceed to the last but not the least skill in softball. the running or base running. This is a very important skill you need to master because it allows you to advance safely from one base to other with full speed and agility. So, dito naman sa running or base running, so dapat kailangan malakas yung resistensya natin kasi ang distance ng isang base to another base is 60 feet. So, dapat kung i-aim natin yung home run, so kailangan natin takbuhin is almost 240 feet. Yet, dapat kailangan is malakas yung resistensya natin and kailangan ng agility kasi hindi lang naman ito isang straight line na kailangan takbuhin. It is a diamond style na court kaya dapat kailangan ng agility and speed. So let's proceed to the facilities and equipments of softball. Number 1 is the playing field. The playing field is divided into fair territory and foul territory. Fair territory is further divided into the infield and outfield territory beyond the outfield fence. So yun, hinahati ng dalawang field ng territory yung playing field ng softball. So doon nga sa diamond and doon sa outfield is yung grass part na yun na naandun yung mga fielder at doon din kalamitan napupunta yung hinihit na bola ng isang batter. The next is the infield. The infield is square called diamond. There is a base at each corner, first base, second base, third base, and home plate. The pitching distance is measured from the rear point of the home plate to the edge of the pitcher's plate. So, ito yung pa-diamond nga na sinasabi. Meron ditong 4 bases. So, yung sukat naman ng pitching plate or yung pitching circle is depende sa sukat mula sa edge ng home plate papunta sa edge ng second base. O point to point yun, kung ano yung gitna, doon pupusto ang pitching plate. Let's proceed to the outfield. The outfield is a grass area beyond the infield and extends the entire width of the field to the outfield fence. So, ito na nga yung outfield. Ito na nga yung grass area. Dito kalimitan pumupunta yung mga nahihit na ball. So, ito yung extension rin ng playing area ng isang softball playing field. Next is backstop. The backstop is the area behind the home plate. So, itong backstop is ito yung pumipigil doon sa mga hindi na titirang bola ng isang batter. So, ito yung nasa likuran ng catcher. So, is bases. At the corner of the diamond is the home plate with bases at each of the remaining corners. The bases are numbered counterclockwise as first base, second base, third base, and securely fastened to the ground. Each base is a 38.1 cm square and made of a white material. So, bawat corner is may base. Dito sa una is the home plate. Ito yung kaunang base bago makarating sa first base. And second base to third base. First base to the second base and second base to third base para makapunta sa home plate. So, ito natin, pag na-reach mo lahat ng bases, dito na tinatawag yung home run. Next is home plate. Home plate is 5-sided pieces of white rubber located between the two batters' boxes and the catcher's box. So, ito nga yung home plate. Ito yung nasa gitna ng batter's box. So, dalawang batter's box yun kasi minsan may left-handed or right-handed. So, bago nila i-hit yung ball galing sa picture, kailangan mo nang mag-toss. I-touch muna nila or i-toss yung home plate bago sila pumorma ng pag-hit ng ball. Otherwise, hindi yun counted or otherwise, it is a foul or pwede silang out of the game. So, the batters and catcher's box. The batter's boxes are the rectangular areas beside the home plate and the catcher's box is the behind the home plate. So, ito nga yung dalawang batter's box doon sa pumapagitan sa home plate. So, dito pumapwesto yung hitter. Dito sila nakapwesto sa loob ng rectangular shape na box. So, sa catcher's box naman, dito nakapwesto yung catcher. So, habang may naghihit ng ball, dapat naandun lang siya para siya yung mag-catch ng mga hindi mahihit na ball ng isang batter. Coach's box. A coach's box is located in foul territory outside both baselines. So, the coach's box, dapat dito lang sila sa may foul territory. Hindi sila pwedeng pumunta sa may outfield or infield kasi napakadelikado doon. And doon lang sila dapat located para hindi rin masyadong ma-distract yung mga players sa outfield. So, the foul lines. The two foul lines meet at the right angle at home plate. These lines are the fence running between the baselines defines the limits of the field. So, the foul lines, ito na yung naglilimit ng playing area ng isang softball playing area. Though, hindi sila pwedeng lumagpas dito sa foul lines and hindi rin dapat mag-exceed yung mga nanonood lang or yung mga coaches dito sa may foul lines. Hindi sila pwedeng lumampas doon. The pitching circle. The pitching circle surrounds the pitching rubber. So, the pitching circle, dapat nandito lang yung isang pitcher. Hindi sila pwede ditong lumagpas during the game. Kasi pwede yung maging foul, pwede silang ma-out the game. So, the pitching rubber. The pitching rubber is located at the center of the diamond. It is 61 cm wide and 15.3 cm deep. So, pitching rubber, bago mag-pitch ang isang pitcher, dapat matos muna ito or matouch. Otherwise, hindi magka-count yun. Pwede silang ma-out of the game pag nag-pitch sila na hindi natatouch yung pitching rubber. Hindi naman literal na dapat itatouch. Pwede ring itos lang ng paa bago mag-pitch. Yung iba namang pitcher, ang ginagawa nila, doon na sila mismo sa pitching rubber nag-pitch. So, let's proceed to the bat. The batsmen use bat to hit the ball and score runs for team. The bat is made of wood, aluminum, or from metal. The shape of the bat is like a cylinder and its diameter is 6 inches. The length of the bat varies, but it cannot be greater than 86 centimeters. So, sa Amerika, meron dong American Softball Association. Sila yung nag-check ng bat before the game. Kasi minsan, may nangyayaring dayaan. Meron dong nilalagay na enhancer para tumalbong ng maganda yung bola. So, meron dong association na mag-check ng bat before the game para malaman kung may dayaan. At pag nalaman may dayaan, pwede silang masuspend sa game or pwede silang ma-terminate at hindi na makapaglaro kailangan. Now, let's proceed to the ball. As the game of the sport is softball, a ball is the center of the game. But despite its name, the ball which is used is not soft. Softball is derived from the famous American sport baseball, which is mainly played by men. But softball is meant for women. As this sport is mainly dominated by women, the name of the game is softball. So, in softball, hindi siya literal na soft yung ball. At tinawag lang siyang softball kasi nga it is made for women. Hindi siya ganun kahirap, hindi siya ganun ka-tough, unlike baseball, kaya siya tinawag na softball. At yung iba naman, mas famous ngayon na gamitin yung yellow ball kaysa sa white ball. Pero napapansin ko dito sa Pilipinas, mas parang ginagamit yung white ball kaysa sa yellow ball. Unlike sa Amerika siguro, mas sikat yung yellow ball. So, let's proceed to the gloves. In American Softball Association, the size of the gloves cannot exceed 36 centimeters. In softball matches, all defensive players wear fielding gloves, but there are normally different size of gloves available for players different position on the field. So, the gloves naman, hindi dapat pwedeng magkaroon ng any color white sa gloves kasi pwedeng malito yung batter sa pagtingin dun sa gloves sa isang picture. Dapat kahit saang gloves walang color na white. Dapat ano lang siya, brown lang as in brown, black lang as in black. Now let's proceed to the uniform. To increase bond among players in a team, uniforms are provided. Each team wear different uniforms. Uniforms include helmets, headbands, visors, caps, shoes, socks, shirt, and pants, tightly sliding undershorts, and etc. For female players, uniforms are headbands and caps are optional. These are mandatory for male players, but those who wear a helmet are not required to wear headbands or caps. Dito naman sa mga uniforms, dapat kailangan lang is yung maalwan lang sa katawan ang gagamitin kasi it is may mga pagkakataon na pwede kang magpa-slide dito, kaya dapat yung susuotin mong uniform is comfortable lang. And minsan may nagamit ng caps lang, hindi helmet. Depende naman sa team kung ano yung gagamitin nila. So let's proceed to the catcher's gear. Consists primarily of a mask, helmet, chest protector, and leg guards. These are the various other accessories available that you can add for protection or comfort. So dito mostly ito nga lang catcher lang ang gumagamit itong mga gear na ito kasi nasa likuran sila ng batter. Minsan may pagkakataon na baka matamaan sila ng bola or bat, so dapat kailangan talagang may protection sila sa katawan, especially yung helmet at chest guard. So that is all for my report. Thank you, Sir Camuñas. Thank you, classmates, and good day.
Good day, everyone. I'm Adrian A. Medrano, and my report is about officiating officials and its duty and function and rules and regulation of softball. Home plate umpire. Umpires working home plate in a softball game have the most responsibility of any umpire on the field. They must call every pitch a ball, strike or foul within a strike zone, which varies from batter to batter. Base umpires. Base umpires are also assigned to watch each base, from first to third. These umpires have a number of duties each inning. Each entails watching each base and deciding whether the runners are safe or out on the place at the base. Line umpires. While these umpires are not always needed in smaller league games, they are often hired to simply watch balls hit down the line of the outfield and decide whether the ball is fair or foul. Behind the plate. The home plate umpire is the head honcho with the most responsibility. In addition to the fundamental duties of a home plate umpire, calling balls and strikes, deciding plays at the plate, keeping track of lineups and substitutions. The home plate umpire decides when to order a rain delay and whether to resume or call off the game. Demeanor. The duties of a skilled softball umpire go beyond the rule book itself. The International Softball Federation says good umpire possesses superior game management skills. These include such attributes as a positive attitude, field presence, professionalism, fitness, credibility, and common sense. The rules and regulations of softball. Before pitching, the pitcher shall stand firmly on the ground and one or both feet should touch the pitcher plate. The pitcher is not allowed to stop or bounce the ball in pitching position, as it may prevent the batsman from hitting the ball. The pitcher cannot use any kind of tape on the ball. To dry hands, he can use powder resin under the umpire's supervision. The pitch delivery shall be in an arc of 6 to 10 feet. No pitch is declared in the following cases. The ball is pitched during suspension of the game. The runner leaves the base soon. The return pitch is made quickly. The ball slips from pitcher's hand. The pitching arc is less than 6 or more than 10 feet. The batting team has to bat in the order given in the score sheet. The batsman is not allowed to prevent the catcher from catching the ball. A player is suspended for the current season if he or she is involved in a fight. If a player misbehaves with an umpire or pushes, he is ejected from the game. A full match consists of 7 innings. A game is completed before 7 innings in the following cases. A team is ahead by 20 runs in the 3rd innings. A team is ahead by 15 runs in the 4th innings. A team is ahead by 10 runs in the 5th innings. If the home team is ahead and one of the above condition is met, the full duration of the game is 50 minutes. Each team has to provide a scorekeeper. Bats and balls are provided to the customers, but they have to bring their gloves. The runners can leave the base after the batsman has hit the ball. Artificial noisemakers are not allowed. Safety rules. Among all the uniforms that players wear, helmets and sliding shorts are very important. Helmets provide security to the head and sliding shorts to the upper thigh. These sliding shorts are basically shin guard that extend usually from the ankle to the knee of the player, and it covers all the way around the leg. It protects ankle, knee, shin, calf, and thigh from getting hurt or bruised while sliding. In fact, after wearing sliding shorts, players can slide on the ground easily. Those players who didn't wear caps have to wear a helmet. The ball used in softball is not as hard as a cricket ball, but still it is a mandatory to use helmet. As softball is an outdoor sport played under the sun and also gives severe physical stress, players have to take sufficient rest before a match day. So this is the end of my report, and thank you for listening.
And everyone, kids to a senior citizen, can enjoy softballs, and there's really never bad time to introduce yourself to the game. Still, first-timers and their parents might want to get acclimated to the game before their first practice. Before you have your first catch, get to know these essential things about the game of softball. So it means that we have here the things, the aspects that we have to know about the softball before playing this. First is, it's not just like baseball. We have to know that playing softball is not a baseball. Yes, the game is played on a 4-base diamond. 3 strikes and you're out. 4 balls and you get to walk to first base. Players on each team have assigned positions. The team up to bat has to follow their batting order set by each team. And number 2, the ball is not actually soft.
when we say, even though we call it softballs, it's not actually as we say soft. The ball's not actually soft. At least, it's not in the modern version of the game. Softball was invented by a group of men in Chicago in 1887 as an indoor alternative to playing baseball outside in the Illinois winter. And the best types of softball glove for beginners, we have to know the types of gloves we use in playing softball. It is made by a soft or easily broken in leather. There is no need to shell out it over. Just make sure the player can squeeze it, shot, and softball won't pop out. Then, neither too big or too small. So of course, don't choose too big or too small at your not fit in your hand. So it's that comfortable. The glove should be a fit player's hand should be snugly, but not comfortable. So a player should be able to control the glove but have enough length to make catches more easily. Then we have to know not a baseball glove, of course. A softball glove, not a baseball glove. A baseball glove will work in a pinch, but they don't have a big enough pocket to stand up to long-term softball use. A softball specific glove is built for the purpose of catching a softball, not a baseball, okay? The number 3 we have here, there are 2 versions of softball. We have to know these two, which are slow pitch and fast pitch. There are 2 main codes of softball rules, slow pitch and fast pitch. Of course, the main difference is in these 2 names. A slow pitch requires pitchers to pitch a slow. Of course, from the root word slow, we have to require its pitcher to pitch it a slow, looping ball to the batter. While fast pitch has pitchers windmill the ball underhand to the plate as hard as they can. Then and playing softball, we have to know the team size. How many players per team depends on the league, of course. Recreational slow pitch leagues may require slower maximal amount of player in order to ensure everyone gets enough playing time. And while fast pitch leagues may have higher limit to help teams play in the event of injuries. Okay? The role of the catcher, we have to know that catchers are not always required to wear protective gear in slow pitch game. So it says that in slow pitch game, the catcher is not necessarily wear protective gear. They are generally not so involved in the defensive part of the game, which is why some teams will put their weakest defender or someone coming back from the injury. Then, there are game length. While slow pitch softball game can have anywhere from 3 to 7 innings per game, while fast pitch softball requires 7. Both have rules slowing for extra innings in the event of a tie. Then we have number 4, softball favors all-around athleticism. In this, slow pitch adult softball often against the beer league, moniker that makes it seems like little more than a glorified barbecue. But don't be fooled. You use every muscles group. Softball can be fun, but it's not necessarily easy to play. Gets? And we have to know, of course, the basics activities to prepare for a new season of game of softball. First, jogging and running to build endurance. It requires here jogging and running so that our endurance will be built. Then playing softball, we have to playing catch to build arms, strength, and endurance. Then we have to know, of course, take a bat at your local batting cage to refine your hitting approach. Then practice running the basis of familiarize yourself with the best path around the bags. Of course, we have to familiarize the playground. Then we have number 5 aspects or things we have to know. You're going to get dirty. Of course, in playing softball, it's not like just you are singing or dancing. We have to put in our mind that you're going to get dirty. Softball is played on a dirt diamond and a grass outfield. Not exactly the place to wear your Sunday's best. Of course, in playing softball, we have to wear a fit dress, a fit costume or so that you are comfortable in playing softballs. And that's all about this Thanks. That's all my report. Thank you.